Hello everyone, today we'll be going over Chapter 3 of AP World History from 3500 BCE to 500 BCE. Some concepts we'll be going over are the emergence of civilization, which will cover introducing the first civilizations, the question of origins, and an urban revolution. Next we'll be going over erosion of equality, which will cover hierarchies of class, hierarchies of gender, and patriarchy in practice. Comparing Mesopotamia and Egypt, which will cover environment and culture, cities and states, interaction and exchange. Here's a preview of what we'll be talking about. Civilization is the stage of human social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced. Such societies encompass far larger populations than any earlier form of human community, and for the first time concentrated some of those people in sizable cities, numbering in the many tens of thousands. Now we'll be going over the emergence of civilizations. Introducing the first civilizations. The earliest of these civilizations emerged around 3500 BCE to 3000 BCE in three places: the Middle East, Mesopotamia, and Egypt. The first three civilizations were Middle Eastern civilization, Sumerian civilization, and Egyptian civilization. The first few civilizations were the Middle Eastern civilization. They were competing city-states of Sumer in southern Mesopotamia, located in present-day Iraq. Next, Sumerian civilization. They gave rise to the world's earliest written language, which was used initially by officials to record the goods received by various temples. They also witnessed the emergence of Egyptian civilizations. Egyptian civilizations. They were famous for its pharaohs and pyramids. There was a separate civilization known as Nubia, farther south along the Nile. They also took shape as a unified territorial state in which cities were rather less prominent. Now, if you're paying attention, you might be wondering, yes, these civilizations were very close-knit and were around in the same area. The most recent historians had studied was in Peru. It occurred roughly around 3000 BCE to 1800 BCE, about the same time as Egypt and Sumer. 25 urban centers emerged in an area known as Norte Chico, the largest of which was Carroll in the Soup River Valley. Some emergence of civilizations around the world were Pakistan, China, and Gulf of Mexico. Now, questions of origin. How did it all get started? Civilizations had their roots in the agricultural revolution, and they emerged from earlier and competing chiefdoms in which some social ranking and economic specialization already developed. Why did it all start late? Well, it was because it was rooted in the agricultural revolution, for only agricultural technology permitted human communities to produce a sufficient surplus to support large populations and the specialized or elite minorities who did not themselves produce food. Next, urban revolution. Cities and villages. The largest city was a Mesoamerican city located in the central valley of Mexico. Broad avenues, dozens of temples, two huge pyramids, endless stone carvings, many bright frescoes, small apartments for the ordinary, and palatial homes for the wealthy were all around in 2000 BCE. Next, political and administrative capitals. They were the centers for the production of culture, including art, architecture, literature, ritual, and ceremony. Next, the origin of equality. In ancient Mesopotamia, even scribes were subdivided into junior and senior scribes, temple scribes, royal scribes, and scribes for particular administrative or official functions. None of these people, of course, grew their own food. They were supported by the highly productive agriculture of farmers. Next, the erosion of equality. These are the hierarchies of class during this time. On the top, of course, it would be upper class. Second, freeborn commoners, which is just commoners. And three, peasants. And finally, four, slaves. Keep in mind, slaves will always be at the bottom. Hierarchies of gender. Number one would be men, and number two would be women. Patriarchy in practice. Whatever the precise origins of patriarchy, male dominance permeated the first civilizations, marking a gradual change from the more equal relationships of men and women within agricultural villages or Paleolithic bands. Patriarchy was not everywhere the same, however. Egypt, while clearly patriarchal, afforded its women greater opportunities than did most other first civilizations. In Egypt, women were recognized as legal equals to men. Now, we haven't always been at battle between men and women about our roles. Ever since the beginning, men and women were actually equal. Comparing Mesopotamia and Egypt. Environment and culture. They both grew up in river valleys, dependent on their rivers to sustain a productive agriculture. However, they differed in culture due to their different environmental surroundings. Cities and states. Politically as well as culturally and environmentally, Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations differed sharply. Cities in Egypt were less important than Mesopotamia, although political capitals, market centers, and major burial sites gave Egypt an urban presence as well. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.